One kind of tweet, email, or testimonial I'll never tire of is one where you've made a substantially big difference in somebody's life. A massive shout out to João Jesus, who is Portuguese gentleman in London. He has just done a great thing. He replied to the tweet, by the way, on our NEOANS charts, how we were calling it over here in this image and how it ended up panning out, suggesting a 2.5 and a 3x was possible with possible overperformance. He said he picked this all by himself. He saw it by himself 6 weeks ago or so. He started the HVF, the Hunt Volatility Funnel, 18 steps to lifestyle trading, and he said it was the best £600 he ever spent in his life. He subsequently saw Neo's chart, which was ANS at the time, and shares, got in at 0.0029. At the point of this tweet, he was almost a 3x. Well, let's call it 30. That was 90. It has, in fact, did go as high as 120. So, having spoken to João on Skype subsequently, and I'll post his comment up on a YouTube. I'm going to do more of this. He's actually gone from 8 grand. He did a bit of Bitcoin trading quite nicely as well, ran it up and topped out at 60 grand by the time he closed his Neo trade. So that's he said he called it, a life-changing event as a musician. So well done to him, and he's looking to do more. And he really considers the £600 he spent on the lifestyle, 18 steps to lifestyle trading, a really worthwhile thing. Anyway, let's go ahead and look at the Neo chart in more detail. And a big shout out, thank you for acknowledging João, and well done. And stay mentally balanced and calm, and keep on keeping on, as we say in the 18 steps to lifestyle trading with crypto and the HVF method. The ideal strategy for expanding markets with continuation patterns continually occurring, strong expansionary markets. This is a mindset. It controls, helps reduce the weaknesses of our mindset, responding emotionally. So you get your mindset looked after, you get your methodology looked after, and here in crypto you have the market as well, which is highly expansionary and very well suited to the HVF method. Anyway, big shout out to him, and thanks for acknowledging, and good luck, and keep on building and growing. Time for the Neo clip. Hey guys, want to talk to you about ANSBTC, now known as NEOBTC. So Neo's done really well. This is our premium base camp through our trading metamorphosis program. We were tracking this quite early. You can see June 30th. We were contemplating whether we were going to get symmetrical setup here. This is the chart. You can have a look at it. This is called scenario casting. You'll learn all about it in HVF method training, were you to do such. That was while it was still being called ANS, by the way. Here's some modeling of how it had done. We spotted previous price behavior all the way down in this down leg. We dropped time frames. Let's show you that in a bit more detail, highlighting the fact that there was downside setups, an inverted head and shoulders over there with a neckline wasn't made, but that we were squeezing. That was on a 60-minute, looking really inside the pattern. So that's in here. That's to establish the key levels of significance so that we can then determine at what point. At this point, we started to believe we were at the business end of this trade, very symmetrical. In other words, the business end waiting the third impulse. A nice little pop up there after drift selling through a flat-bottomed setup over there. It got support. You can see the buying come back in. Couldn't make lower lows, and then you get the pop to the upside. A little bit of a pennant in there on a lower time frame. So at that point, we were on the 240-minute, which is the 4x60, and that was your Neo. This is a sampling profit and loss. So what we were looking at is the loss stop would be just under the low of that wick, and we were taking buys already from about 25, but then we filled up through till 28s on Neo at that point. This is further tracking. We teach you about how the low volatility, look at that, we call that funneling. You'll learn what funneling is. This ended up not being the third high and the third low. You'll learn why we adjust our scenario costs. Eventually we got a little bit of a pop on the for a higher H3 over there. You can see it on a very low volume. In fact, that's it over there on the same time frame. We get what's called a squeeze within a squeeze, and that little squeeze with that funneling after drift funneling up ended up giving us a little spike higher that gave us a higher high 3. It was not yet the breakout. You could see the volume was climbing a little bit. That's only red just because that's marginally red over there, but you'll see how it turns green later. There you go. There's that funneling being symboled. Was that the breakout? Well, we didn't want to miss it, so any size we hadn't yet got in was got in at that juncture. So the guys that were a bit later were jumping in there, and that was now green. As it turned out, we remodeled the full draw. This is probably your best chart to show to you, in the fact that that volume was just the volume for the high 3. You often have the volume spikes at your inflection points. You'll learn all about that in the HVF method and how we utilize volume and OBV. This was what's called a grinding channel down, which was very well supported here. Then went very low volatility, and your move actually began again from here. That push out was the final straw for crossing the funnel and the breakout on NEO. So you still could have got in at 25s again over there on the NEO. And then, well, the rest, let's just take you to the exciting bits, because that's a little bit of crypto breakout history in play here. This was a 2.5x. It ended up for some people a 4x. Watch out for a video on one of our students that did the 18 steps to a lifestyle trader program and has run up his account from £8,000 to £60,000. Referring to it as life-changing event for him, which is very awesome, and I love to hear those stories. Look at the breakout, return move, second chance, and up we go. So that's part of your journey. You'll learn all about that in the 5 stages of a breakout if you are a student. Then we switched, the brand naming switch. There was a naughty little trick. They didn't carry the take profit orders over with them from ANS to NEO. They treated it as if it was a new coin. But let's show you how the chart then went. In fact, let's go right to the live charts and show you it in full perspective on a 4-hourly, shall we? There's plenty of more drawing going on. We never stop drawing. It's part of growing and learning. But as you can see, that high up top here, right up at the 120 mark, remembering that you could have been in at 24, 25 here. So that was a substantial 4x on your money, even knocking on the door 5x. And there was your pattern. So if you'd like to find out more about how you too could be knocking the ball out the park on trades like NEO, you certainly will serve yourself very well by watching and getting onto the 18 steps to a lifetime self-study course, or even better still, our flagship, the HVF method, the Hunt Volatility Funnel method, where you will then be in a personal service course utilizing a combination of Basecamp, where you saw I was showing you all those trades as we were talking them through and blogging them through, our WhatsApp group for quick hits, heads up, and our trading days, live trading days, webinars, non-farm days, theory weekend. Wow, just give all the jewels away there in terms of the information. Come and find out about that. If you want to do that, book into chat on the Market Sniper website, which is quite simple to do. Go to themarketsniper.com. So that would look like a browser like this. And when you're there, just go to the Contact Us page, which is what we're on at the moment. That's your home page where you would land, and you just pop over to the Contact Us page right there and book in for a time and a chat as per availability in the diary. I will be away for a bit, but I'll make 2 days available for those that want to get in for the September 10th and 11th theory weekend. Make the second half of this year the period where you substantially move forward your financial freedom. I just want to point out, in the US at the moment, there's a 46 trillion deficit on their pension products, the state welfare, etc., etc. These things are going to come to an end. There's going to be some hardship when things go wrong. This is not fear marketing. This is just a statement of fact. The government right now, and I read a source from Simon Black. In fact, why don't I just pull this excellent email, not written by me, but written by someone who's worth a watch, Simon Black, about the US government and the welfare. And this is going to affect everyone. you can say, hey, I ain't in America. Well, the same problems are in your country, my friend. Tens of millions of Americans depend on their public pensions. 46 trillion deficit shortfall. How about that? You're talking about more than, I don't know how many times the US economy, 3 plus. It's about 15 or 16. So you're talking about safely 3 times. What will be the interest rates in the future when these things all blow up, when the game is up? I'm afraid there is no doubt that we will be facing an Armageddon moment on a fiscal level, and it is too large, it is too huge. These guys are writing the letters because they can't get the money anymore to make the payments. There's a whole bunch of things that are going to go. Are you going to be one of the innocent victims that stands there and gets smashed when the day comes, or are you going to be somebody who's going to be doing something about your wealth? This is the time right now. Get your money growing for you. You're either growing and going exponentially forward, or you're waiting for the hammer to fall. That's my take anyway. A little bit of maybe a bit of doomsday, but there's also a bit of empowerment in there for you. And I'm just delighted to have made a change, substantial change in guys' holdings, and we're certainly going to be managing to keep building on that. With that, I love you and leave you. That was Neo.